Good morning, Cedar Park. Today is Wednesday, November 15th, and it's a B-Day. This morning, learn about the revival happening tonight, hosted by the Fellowship of Christian Students.
Also on the show, learn about the woman known as the creator of the Tex-Mex fajitas in today's brief.
Plus, keep watching to see our Student Voice Opinion segment, The Pack Chat.
Turn it up because the Wolfcast starts now.
Good morning, Cedar Park, and happy Wednesday. I'm Reed Cummins, and I'm here this morning with Kira Cox and Lulu Lynch.
Tonight, the Fellowship of Christian Students is hosting a community-wide revival. This revival is a time for worship and praise where students can gather and have a community to support and uplift them in their walk with Christ. This event will take place on the grass fields here at CPHS. It will include a live band, Kona Ice, and games. Gavin Horton says there are several reasons behind the purpose of revival.
The true reason that all of us do what we do is because we have this peace in our heart from knowing who Christ is, and we live our lives through love, and we want to see everyone else experience that because it's something that you can't really understand unless you're in it. And once I found Christ, my ultimate goal was just to say I need everyone to hear what I've heard. So that's what our goal is behind it, is so that everyone can know.
Revival will be at 5:30 tonight at the grass fields. It is open to anyone, so make sure you go to check it out.
For students looking for ways to provide aid to their fellow community, the Red Cross Club may be the place for them. The Red Cross Club is dedicated to providing care for the CP community and first responders, while at the same time educating the students of Cedar Park. The club has plans to send out special Christmas cards to CP first responders, made possible by sophomore club president Katie Liu.
These colorful Christmas cards and deliver them to first responders, because first responders, they don't really get a break during the holiday because there's always a chance that like a disaster or crisis can occur even if it is a holiday. I find building a community of people who want to help others in times of disaster and support them and provide relief for them most enjoyable, and I want to continue building this community and growing our club.
If you would like to join the Red Cross Club, you could just stop by. Meetings will be held every other Wednesday during Den, and we would love to see you help them out.
Next up, Reese Elizondo joins us this morning with this morning's headlines.
Thanks, Reed, and good morning, Cedar Park. First, at least 3 teens are dead and 18 injured after a semi-trailer crashed into a bus carrying students in Ohio. Shortly after 9 a.m. yesterday morning, the semi-trailer rear-ended the charter bus, which was headed to a conference in Columbus. In total, the crash involved 5 vehicles on the Interstate 70 West. 18 of the 75 people in the charter were taken to the hospital. The conditions of the injured and cause of the crash were not immediately clear. Next, the Texas House approves a bill to arrest and deport people suspected of illegally entering the U.S. After long hours of debate yesterday, the House approved Senate Bill 4, a proposal that makes new state penalties for people illegally crossing the U.S.-Mexico border. The bill, which had been debated on several times in the past several weeks, passed in the House with an 83-61 vote, despite opposition from Democratic lawmakers. The bill is now need to be reconciled with the bill in the Senate before it can go to Governor Abbott to be signed into law. Finally, the woman credited with creating sizzling Tex-Mex fajitas now has her own day in Houston. November 12th, which is known as Original Ninfa's Day in Houston, Mayor Turner also recognized the 50th anniversary of the iconic restaurant where Ninfa Lorenzo is credited with grilling skirt steak and putting it inside handmade flour tortillas. These tacos would eventually be called fajitas and later become a staple of Tex-Mex. So how do y'all feel about having a day named after you, or have y'all ever been to the restaurant?
I definitely can't say I've been to the restaurant before.
Yeah, I haven't either, but going back to having a day named after you, I feel like I'd have to do something really special for that.
Yeah, that'd be
I don't
kind
know
of
what
crazy,
it would be.
honestly.
Yeah, imagine just a day that would your name. That's
so
crazy.
Surreal.
I know. I'd be like,
there was a day in I think Austin that my dad's speech team got named after the speech team.
That's awesome.
That's crazy. That's actually crazy.
It's weird to me. It's like
why is my name there?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Thanks, Reese. Coming up an all-new Pack Chat right after this break.
Welcome back to the Pack Chat, our student voice opinion segment. I'm your host, Millie Suarez, joined by co-hosts Austin McBorsky, Molly Pinkerton, and guest Charles Corson as we discuss this week's most trending topics. Let's get started. First up, a commonly known drug known as ketamine is getting easier and easier to obtain, leading to some experts saying it's causing a new drug crisis. With prescription ketamine usage rising 500% since 2017, some people question why the drug is still in use and continuing the cycle of synthetic opioid crisis. Evidence shows that ketamine isn't a great pain reliever, especially in the forms that it's most often attainable. So do y'all think this is something to be concerned about? And
Yes.
should the health inspectors take a closer look into this?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're
but
good.
I really do think it's a crisis. Ketamine is just this drug that basically makes you look like a zombie almost, because you're getting this K-lock and then you just like you actually look like a zombie, and it's wherever, because K-lock is where you just are frozen, because ketamine is a horse tranquilizer.
It's actually a horse tranquilizer.
Yes, because so you're just like frozen
No,
and
he's
stuck.
kidding.
I'm not kidding. It's
No,
a horse.
It's actually a horse tranquilizer.
Yes, and it's horrible. I would never recommend it to anyone on earth.
Yeah, I feel like the negatives definitely outweigh the positives. Like there's like one positive, and it like supposedly like makes you feel good, and also it's a painkiller.
Another positive, they said that
The positive, like they said, like it doesn't. It doesn't help even that much, but also.
But they said it could help alcohol addiction.
It can help alcohol addiction, but for a pain reliever, it doesn't relieve pain.
And I
as
also
good as
thought
other
that like a
things.
negative could be like people getting these prescriptions, they could like sell them.
it.
Yeah, they could
Like,
sell them, and
pretty
like people could just be using it
Sorry.
like
I didn't
being
say
like,
that.
you know.
Yeah, and also if you're getting this ketamine prescription, once you're off it, you're gonna be addicted to it,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna get this ketamine off the streets that's laced with fentanyl, and then
For
you're
real.
likely gonna die from it.
Yeah.
Agreed. Next, Stanley Cups are taking over the world by storm. This year, Stanley Quencher tumblers have had 275% increase in sales. Recently, the famous brand came out with a dazzling new red shade that Stanley fanatics have gone insane for. Multiple Starbucks employees have stated that people have camped out in the parking lot before the store had even opened to bag those Stanleys, and some even reselling them for over $100. So, would y'all go out of your way just for red Stanley? And what do you think of the people who do?
Okay.
I think they're crazy.
Okay, a normal Stanley costs $45. A Starbucks Stanley costs $200.
Actually?
It's being resold for $200. And guess what? This is my water bottle.
How much was that?
It's like $20.
But
And
it's not
works,
insulated.
Okay, but
Is it gonna work by the end of the day?
Is it got the Christmas red?
no.
It's
It's green though. Like.
Okay, I saved $180.
True.
You did.
I have a Stanley, but I got it for a cheap price off TikTok Shop. So
I have a hydro flask, and I've had it since 6th grade, and I feel like there's just so much better. Like it doesn't spill or anything like that, and I just feel like it's so much like simpler. Like it fits in my backpack. It fits pretty much everywhere.
I was telling my friends that, like, my friend, she wants a Stanley, and I have one, but I have the one with the, like, straw in the lid, so, like, if it falls over, it does spill.
Yeah,
so I wish that they had one that was 40 ounces, like the big one, but it had the lid of the 20-ounce one, so it didn't spill, but it was still 40 ounces. Because 40
I have
ounces
no
is...
idea what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Well, that's because you got that uninsulated water bottle.
Team Charles, I would rather spend $20
Feel
on a
it,
water
it's
bottle.
cold.
But you just put it in there.
Freezing.
Feel it.
Does it stay
Wow.
cold at 3 p.m.?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last period is still.
He's a liar. I sense a fib.
Here's your water bottle back,
Wow,
Charles.
thanks.
I
Okay.
just think all that for a red cup is stupid. So.
Okay, and finally, Grammy-nominated gospel singer Bobby Storm is asked to sit down for disrupting passengers with her singing on a Delta Airlines flight. After being asked to sit down repeatedly, Bobby just states the seatbelt signal is off to the flight attendant, then proceeds to fill everyone around her in on her big Grammy nominations, leaving fans in utter shock.
It's not a disturbance. Once you hit, it's right here, babe. I am. I'm gonna have a seat. Okay, so watch me bless him. So I used to sing on planes a long time ago. I just found out I'm up for 2 Grammys. My very first time, you guys. My name is Bobby Storm, and I'm up for 2 Grammys. I sing for the Lord, and my song is out.
So do y'all think more well-known artists would have been approached differently to this type of behavior on a flight?
Yeah.
Okay, but I feel like
Let me go. What I have to say is no one knows who this woman is. Like,
For real.
genuinely, who is Bobby
Storm.
We just saw that clip of her.
I don't know who Bobby is.
Yeah.
We just saw that clip.
Of her, yeah, like going crazy. Well,
Like-
not like going crazy, but she like got like mad at the flight attendant for telling her to shut up.
And
But
then she,
they're
like-
on a flight. No one knows who this person is. She just seems annoying. Like honestly, it's
Two-time Grammy. Like, I don't really care. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you
What
know.
were you gonna say? Sorry. Wait.
Charles, go ahead.
Okay, okay. First of all, I think that's so annoying. Like, that's so
Yeah,
like,
it's a plane.
I'm the main character. Like,
Yeah,
but also like,
you just want to chill on a flight.
like, what if people on that plane are like Muslim or Jewish or Hindu? Like,
she's
Yeah, they're not gonna be
that's
wanting
very,
that
like-
gospel singing.
She's a gospel.
I'd be
And a
like-
gospel singer
I'd be
on a
like,
flight?
okay, bro.
Bruh.
Like,
Yeah.
Well, you know, as a gospel singer, you want to spread your faith as much as you can.
well, for sure, but I feel like
on a flight, there's a time and place for
There
it.
is a time and place, and honestly, I don't think that's the best way to convert. However,
Convert?
you like if you're trying to preach the gospel, I don't think that's the best place to.
Yeah.
But like as the flight attendant, like kind of told her to shut up. I mean, I kind of get it because it's like annoying, but I feel like there's a more sensitive way to approach it.
I feel like he was doing that for the sake of the flight. Everyone was probably annoyed, and they're all like, "Oh, like."
Well, in the
I don't
video, you see them,
care.
they're like clapping
Well,
and like
because she's
cheering.
like yelling. She's like, "I just got."
I won 2
nominated for
Grammy nominations.
two."
What are you supposed to say to that?
Yeah,
like,
cool.
You could just.
like,
But also, she posted on Instagram, and she was like, she said that Delta like followed up and apologized to her.
but they only apologized to her privately. Like, they didn't say it publicly.
Yeah, because
because like that because answering my question, like coming back to that, like if it was a more well-known artist, I feel like definitely more people would have a more enthusiastic like Whippy.
If Travis Scott was on that
Oh
plane,
my
or Playboy Cardi or anything, I would
Yeah,
be,
I think
and if they were gospel singing, you know, people would be down to listen
you
to
know,
that.
I would be too. I would be too.
Okay. All right, and that's all for today. But remember, T-Wolfpack, there's always time to chat. We'll be right back after this break.
Hello, I'm Ryan, and this is the Wolfcast.
Welcome back. Now it's time for your pet of the week. This week's pet of the week is Russell. Russell is Alyssa Fox's 3-year-old cat. He loves football, toys, and cardboard boxes. However, he hates ceiling fans, movies of dogs, and when you take too many pictures of him. If you want your pet to be featured on the Wolfcast, you can DM us your videos on Instagram or X and a short bio of your pet at CPHS News.
And that's all we have for you guys today. Thank you for taking the time to join us during your den.
You can catch anything you missed and more on our X, YouTube, or TikTok at CPHS News.
Catch tomorrow's show for a story on the celebrities dance auditions. With CPHS News, I'm Lulu Lynch.
I'm Reed Cummins.
And I'm Kira Cox. Remember to make it a great day or not, the choice is yours. Have a whimsical Wednesday, Cedar Park.